Welcome to The Coaching Wife, episode 3. I'm Rocky Hidalgo, the coach. And this is...
I'm Kelly, the coach's wife.
There you go.
Yep.
Episode 3.
Yeah, thank you everybody for watching episodes 1 and 2. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Share with your friends. Force them to subscribe. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun for us, so the more the merrier. So
it has been fun. We did this to kind of do something together, and it's been enjoyable. It's our 22 minutes a week that we get along. Is that how it is?
No, that's not true.
I know.
We get along
kidding.
all the
Okay.
time.
That's a joke. We had a busy week this week. What did we do this week?
Gosh, I can't even remember what day it is. What is today?
Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
That's how busy it's been. Practices and we were out of town and got back on Sunday, and you went right to work.
Yeah. Young Harris volleyball.
Yes, that's right. We watched him. You can see. I don't know where I've been.
It's not like we just went through this.
No, we watched. We watched
Thank
it on TV.
God I take notes. I have
I know,
notes.
right? No, but we weren't there. We watched it on TV.
We watched it on television.
Yeah, but they
Shrink
won.
watching.
Hey, but good for them. The program got their first 2 wins, matches under their belt. Good for them. Go Mountain Lions. That made history, and that's pretty impressive. So
that was cool, actually, to get a chance to watch them play. Our daughter was part of the first win in Young Harris Mountain Lion volleyball history. That was kind of cool. Excited for them, all the girls. Coach Jenny's, they've got building a good program there. Excited about that. What else we have going on? What else you do when we got back in town?
Oh, I went to a Saints game in Jacksonville. So the hurricane unfortunately made it where they couldn't play in the Superdome, but it was kind of cool. They played in Jacksonville, so it was close. So our son Deuce, the freshman, was super excited about being able to go to a Saints game, and so he kindly asked me to go relentlessly, and I agreed to take him in his father's stead. So I'm not sure as cool as you.
So so I'm from Louisiana, so grew up a diehard Saints fan. My sons are both Saints fans. So disappointed. I had to work on Sundays, our work day for our coaches, for our staff. Couldn't go, and it's like bring your dad to work day.
Yeah.
Your dad's out of town. He's a traveling salesman.
You gotta bring your mom instead.
So was it weird?
No, but I'm fine. Yeah, what?
You're relative. So was it weird watching the Saints without Drew Brees playing quarterback for them?
Yeah, I love me some Drew Brees. I mean, I love you to pieces.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I have a crush on Drew Brees. Anyway, it was.
Me too. You're watching this, Drew.
Me too. His family has done all kinds of stuff for special needs kids in the playground, and so that soft spot in my heart. But I never got to watch him play with them in person anyway. But it was still weird him not. Even the kid behind us was like, "Man, I miss Drew Brees."
He was probably. I mean, just everything that went on. Well, obviously, he's a great player, but everything that went on in New Orleans with Katrina, taking him to a Super Bowl, everything he did with the community, he is as integral to that community there as any, really, in a lot of ways, probably any athlete is to any other city. It's kind of been cool watching that develop in the city, and over the years, going to really miss him, all that stuff. So your Sunday, you went there, so your Sunday got all screwed up.
It did. My Sunday got all screwed up, but in a good way. I tried to front load Sunday and do everything I could before we left.
So is this why I don't have any clean clothes?
No, you have clean clothes. You don't have groceries.
I
did the laundry, not the groceries. So
we had to give up something.
You can go out to eat.
Chick-fil-A.
You can't buy new clothes.
It's going to be Chick-fil-A all week long.
Yeah, or pizza.
So the Saints win? Did you have fun?
Oh, I had a great time.
Yeah.
So we were way up in nosebleed, which really wasn't that bad. We could see great. It was just hot. The sun's beating down on us. We were in a sea of Green Bay fans, and so they immediately start chanting when we're there. And I'm sitting there the whole time, like, excuse my language. I'm like, God, I hope we kick their ass. And they did.
Do you know how much I would have loved to be in the middle of Green Bay fans with the Saints killing them? I like to antagonize.
You would have had a good time.
I once started a brawl with 24,000 Tennessee fans at the SEC championship game, and it was well worth every minute of it.
This would have been your heaven. But
I still, to this day, I'm banned from the Georgia Dome. Thank God they demolished it. I'm not allowed to go in there. So Jameis Winston looked good. Saints won. That was good.
Yeah.
So was that your first NFL game you've ever been to?
No. I think I've been to a Falcons game. Does that count?
No, that does not count. Falcons games do not count.
Yeah.
Speaking
I've
of
been
which,
to a professional hockey game. I've been to a professional baseball game.
I'm going to plug the picture in here, right here, of Matt Ryan laying face first on the ground.
I saw your tweet.
It was so awesome. The uniforms look good, but Matt Ryan still face first on the ground. Dirty Birds, rise up. Go. You guys go get them. So it was a busy weekend. We got a big game this week versus Coffee County Trojans coming to town. Really good football team. Got
our son's first freshman game.
So finally,
if it doesn't rain.
Fingers crossed. Weather, COVID weather.
He wants to play so bad.
Yeah, me too. I mean, those guys have been practicing for 11 weeks without playing a game. That is
it's just
the
so hard.
suckiest thing you can do on the planet is practice football without playing a game. And so it's like all the football teams that move their seasons to the spring. So they weren't playing any games to the spring, but the coaches, they practiced all fall long. I would want to hang myself if I just practiced football all the time. And I'm a football coach.
Yeah.
And I don't football practice all the time. The purpose of practice is to prepare you to play a game.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we're going to do some questions now. You ready?
Yeah.
Got some questions for you? All right, question number 1. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Do you have any superstitions that you have like on game days?
I do. You don't like me to fess up to this. I don't think you like to hear this. I do. And it's odd. I never had superstitions as an athlete, like playing. But so I wear, number 1, I sit in the same place.
Once you tell people about your Lucky Charms, your Gregory's.
No, but they're not specific. It's not like I wear this specific hat or necklace. What happens is they start the season and I'm usually in an outfit or a hat, and if they don't win, I change something. I change the hat or I change the shirt. And if you win it, then I keep wearing it until you don't win. That's really how it works.
Throw it away. It's like a pair of socks.
No, it just goes in the drawer.
Oh,
it goes in the drawer. And if I pull it out not during the season, no. If I pull it out during the season, I'll be I don't know. I don't think I can wear that. I sit in the same place. Like if someone near us moves to go talk to someone and you guys score or whatever, I'm like, you can't come back up. You gotta stay there. I know, it's weird, right?
That is weird.
We're all kind of like that, though, I think.
Do all the moms have their superstitions?
A lot of them, yeah.
Well, people don't know. So the majority of them have a superstition.
Yeah.
Do any of them I don't believe in that stuff? No self-professed.
Yeah, and nobody's been like, oh, that's so stupid, I don't do that.
Yeah. Witch doctors. That's what that is. I don't
know. I don't know why I do it.
I don't have any superstitions. I don't believe. You and I go back and forth.
What about your gum? What if you didn't have your gum?
I just chew gum. It's like nervous energy. I've coached games without gum before. I chew gum because it's...
You've called me to bring you gum.
I like having gum on the sideline. It gives me like...
So that might not be the classic superstition. But
what
did your Uncle Tad say one time about your gum? He watched you on TV and said something about you chewing your jaw.
Yeah, I don't know. So I do chew gum. I wear out some gum in there, but that just kind of helps me. I don't know. It
helps you focus?
Maybe. I don't know. It's like a
fidget.
squishy board.
It's like a fidget.
I don't know. It is what it is.
Okay.
I don't have any superstitions.
Fair enough.
I don't have any. I don't believe in superstitions. I believe in preparation. Not preparation H, but preparation and hard work. These jokes are going to get old.
Like from my end, that's kind of like, how am I supposed to prepare?
I think you make your own luck. Yeah, but
I have nothing to do with the game except that they're cheering.
Will yourself.
Oh, I do that all the time. I do all kinds of.
Do you think you can impose your will like on the football or something?
At 100%.
I used to do that when I was
stand up there
7 years old at LSU baseball games. I would sit up there and close my eyes and concentrate, see if I think I could. My dad would take me to LSU baseball games and sit, and I would believe that I could make the
I totally do
the pitcher call strike.
I do it when I watch volleyball too. I'll sit there and
I'm going to edit all this part out because I don't want you to embarrass yourself to people.
It's not embarrassing. I'll be like, the quarterback's going to throw it, and they're going to run to there. Like, I do it all the time.
Does it ever work?
Yeah, sometimes.
Let me know.
It works a lot.
I'll call the corresponding play with it.
It's worked sometimes with like fumbles and interceptions. I do it a lot with that. And I do it in volleyball. Like, I will the other team to serve it in the net. Yeah. I'm like 75%.
All right.
Do you not want to ask?
Do you? No. I'm just not sure you're 75%. Yeah, I would do it all the time if I could do it. It would be like you were 75%. Do it all the time.
I might be exaggerating.
Okay. There you go. Do you ever, like, in the stands? Do you ever question the play calling? You're like, why are they running the ball right there?
No.
Never.
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 That would be hard for me. I don't know anything about volleyball, and I question sometimes about, like, volleyball stuff. Like, I don't know anything. I'm just like, why are they playing that girl? Or I don't know.
Maybe that's
you and I've got.
I question some volleyball stuff, but I know volleyball. I don't know football well enough to be like, God, I can't believe they.
Do you not know football? How much football knowledge do you know? Serious question.
I mean, I don't know how to quantify that.
Like,
I know how many people are out there. I know the positions.
How many people are on the field for each team?
11.
Are you counting the quarterback? There's 12 for the offense. There's 12 for the offense, 11 for the defense. The quarterback doesn't count. We had it. This is an aside. We had it years ago when I was assistant coach.
Did somebody believe that? I'm just kidding.
No, this is true. So years ago as an assistant coach, a really famous moment in Walton football history. We weren't very good. We were struggling. And Ed just in the middle of practice calls the team up because we just sucked at the time. It was terrible. And he calls his kids up together, and all the coaches there and the kids up in the middle of practice. He goes, "Men, how many players are on the field for each team at one time?" And the kids, we get 9. The kids are raising their hands. 9, 10.
9. Oh my God.
We had this kid. His last name was Everhart, and one kid goes 11, and he goes 12 if you count the quarterback. And Ed just blew everybody and went to send them to water, and he comes back to us and he goes, "Never underestimate how little they know about football." We're just like,
well, I know more than those guys, so
maybe.
Anyway, but I don't know as much as people that I probably should know after 23 years of being.
Could you diagram a play?
No.
How many?
No, my play would be like.
How many? They can't see this. How many people? That's too small. They can't see that. They can't see that. How many people are on the line of scrimmage for offense? How many people have to be on the line of scrimmage?
Don't ask me that. Like, some wife is going to watch us and be like, what the hell? She's the worst wife in the world.
You have to delete your channel?
Yes. Like, you're going to have to edit that. Like, now I'm super embarrassed.
I'm not editing that. Yeah. That stays with it. Do you ever get, how do you feel like when parents are critical of, like, the play calling or call your husband stupid? Because that happens sometimes.
So
you moron! I hear it. Idiot.
All the wives will relate to this. I put myself in a position where I don't sit anywhere near the parents. Like, we sit really far away from the parents because I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that nonsense. I don't have a thick skin for that. I want to look at it and be like, my husband's spending more time with your kids than his own kids right now, and I'm sorry, he doesn't go to your place of work and scream at you. Do you know the law?
Awesome.
Like, so I don't put myself in that position. I don't read stuff about you. Like, I can't do it. Like, I take it too personal.
I had a dad show up at the office on a Sunday morning when the coaching staff is in their staff meetings. We're all in there.
Yeah.
Asked me if he could come by and talk to him. He comes in the office. We had won the game like 14-10.
Yeah.
And wanted to tell me about we're a 3-4 defensive team, about we needed to play a 4 down because our defense wasn't what we needed to do to stop the team that we had played the week before.
Even though you did stop them.
We did. Yeah. And it was just kind of ridiculous. So, I was a young head coach at the time. So in my...
You were the head coach at the time.
Yeah, I was in my genius moment. I brought him in the staff room and gave him a marker and asked him to draw up everything on the board in front of all the players.
I think that's genius.
It did not. I showed him all the coaches. And he couldn't draw anything. And he got really, really mad. and he spent about a year trying to get me fired. So, in hindsight, I leave that alone now. I don't kind of go into that anymore with those guys.
I mean, I get it. I think people feel like they can just yell. They just yell stuff. They're used to it.
I don't take it personal. You know, the crazy thing is that dad, like, because I embarrassed him, you know, and maybe it was a bad decision on my part. I don't know, but I embarrassed him, so he tried to get me fired. And spent a lot of time and effort trying to get me fired. Yeah. And then when his son ended up graduating and all that stuff, he was really thankful. It was what I realized when all that is that it wasn't personal. It wasn't, you know, as crazy as it sounds. The dad saw him, you know, 20 more times and came up and thanked me for everything I did with his kid and all that stuff. Sometimes you just need to remove yourself a little bit.
I don't know. Is there any other profession where, I mean, maybe presidents, movie stars, where people are just like,
I don't know.
I mean, nobody comes to, I don't know. I'm
sure there are. Doctors. Everybody's got their Google search engine.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Good point.
So you couldn't draw a play up? Could you draw a defense up? No. Probably not. No. How do you feel like when we're sitting in church and I'm doodling football plays in church? How does that make you feel? Does that bother you?
So when we were young, and I was like, I would be like, we're in church. Like, man, come on. You know, like, we're in church an hour. You can't for an hour. And I mean, the older I got, like, now when you do it, I'm like, do you got anything good? Like, what other place to be inspired? It's fantastic.
I literally get some of my best ideas
right?
in church.
I don't doubt it.
I get some of my best ideas in church.
So honestly, now it doesn't bother me one iota.
That's good.
I think it's
good. I can't help but doodle. I take like the little
used to flyer, do napkins
or the flyer they give me, and I draw that thing up.
Yeah,
draw everything up on.
You mean on the bulletin, the church bulletin?
Yeah. So now I just
flyer.
I
Does
bring
your church
home,
give out flyers? Ours does.
You know what I mean? Shut up. Let's go to picks.
Are we already at picks? There's no other questions.
That's it. That's all we did. That's all we got. We got a lot here. Sorry.
Yeah. All right.
You got anything you want to ask me? If you want some questions, we'll have.
Do you ever question?
We'll have 3. Yeah, I do. I question it all the time. When you look back on it, you know, the interesting thing is when you, in hindsight.
Yeah.
So you know, a lot of coaches don't listen to parents at all. They think, well, I don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
Well, sometimes, you know, I have a different perspective on that because sometimes you can be so close to the issues on the field that you don't have very good perspective on. Sometimes with some of your kids,
right?
You know, and you get this idea in your head about a kid sometimes because you've worked with him. Sometimes kids grow and advance. One of the best lessons I ever learned as a coach was from a parent. Walked in and he had a son that he wanted to go to. I'll go and tell you, Ridge Gibson, who was a linebacker for me at Walton, who wanted to go and play at Furman, and his dad played there. Ernest was a great player there. And I was a young head coach, and I was like, man, Ridge, I just don't think we need to set your sights lower. And his dad came in and told me, he said, you know, it's not your job to tell my son what he can or can't do. Your job is to help him try to reach those dreams. And it was one of the best lessons I ever learned. And the kid ended up playing at Furman and played at Furman. So shows what, you know, sometimes we're not always right. Yeah. The other side of that is, but you just don't have, sometimes you can be too close to it. And a parent who's kind of removed from it can see things that you don't. So, you know, I think one of the easiest things to do when parents complain about things, whether it's, hey, run the ball, throw the ball, or play this kid, play that kid, is just listen. Yeah. You just listen, and if you can look yourself in the mirror and be honest with yourself, sometimes they're wrong. Yeah. More times than not, they're wrong, and they don't understand all the little things that go into it.
Yeah.
You just go from being a triple option team to being a spread offense and air raid team. It's not that easy, and a lot of people don't realize it. They think you just run a post pattern, the quarterback drops back and throws it. And there's a lot that goes into that.
Well, and that's what makes you and a lot of the guys that I've known throughout the years with you good coaches, because you're able to do that. I mean, that's what makes anybody good at their profession at all is knowing that there's always something to learn and not being. You can learn it from lots of different places.
I think I've got everything now, though.
You do?
Yeah.
So what's the best advice I ever gave you? Do you remember?
The best advice?
I don't give you much advice.
You know, this is a good question.
I really
don't cross my arms. Because when we were struggling on the sidelines, to this day,
what I was going to say.
I crossed my arms. You know, that was a defensive posture. And don't do that. Don't stand that way on the sideline. So anytime I catch myself doing that, I adjust myself.
I remember that game. It was early.
It wasn't just the game. It was weeks. We were struggling.
And it was your whole demeanor. And I remember thinking, he can't do that. Like, they're all looking to him for the tech. I did, actually. I didn't just come to be like, so, honey, listen, when you cross your arms, I was like, hey, man, you can't do that. They're all looking at you. I'm not going to ever tell you how to coach again. But you're not going to do that. And if you do it again, you're going to hear from me again.
So, there's an old adage, the speed of the lead wolf sets the speed of the pack.
Yep.
And as the head coach, and I know guys who are good friends and good coaches, but they get into a rut as an assistant coach and they can't ever get out of it. Mm-hmm. And I think, honestly, there was a time between my first and second year, the last 4 games of my first year and the first 4 games of my second year, we lost 7 of 8 games.
Yeah.
People wanted to get me fired, And I probably, more than anything, what I did is I sat down and I said, I'm going to look at all the things I didn't like about football, I thought was stupid when I played. I'm going to try to eliminate as many of them as I can. And a big part of that was just my demeanor. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of an aggressive, attacking person, and I got really defensive in everything I did. And so at that time, I was playing to. I was concerned, scared I was going to lose games, and the stress got to me, and I literally just flipped a switch and was like, I'm not going to be there. We're going to play to win. We went out against a really good North Cobb team who had beaten our eyes out, and we went out and we faked a bunch of punts and did a bunch of really cool things.
So do you know really what he's saying? He's saying that I changed his whole perspective.
I'm glad. Take credit. The Coaching Wife, ladies and gentlemen, the final episode 3.
I've overstepped my bounds.
I was going to go review your picks, but I erased everything.
Good.
Out of my
I'm sure I picked all
my
of them
notebook
all of them.
Here. So if you guys don't use a Rocket book at home, I'm not getting paid for this. I love my Rocket book, but I erased everything out of my Rocket book. I know you picked Ohio State over Oregon. I should have gone back and watched what you did. I think I picked Oregon.
Sure you did.
I'm not sure. I can't remember. But picks this week.
Okay.
Old school. I'm so glad this game is on the docket. Nebraska and Oklahoma.
I meant to get a pie knife.
And done it. No, all the people under 40 years old are like, what is she talking about?
What is she doing?
I've never seen that. I'm going to go with Oklahoma on that. Bama and Florida.
Oh.
How many plastic patio furniture chairs are destroyed in Gainesville because Bama hangs 48 on them? Let me tell you. How many people go outside?
I'm so sorry to all my Florida friends. You know who you are.
Damage all their personal items they own, do like $11.52.
I mean, like ketchup bottles against the wall and holes in the wall. Like that.
Yes, that's a great point. Don't bring that up there. That's a question for another day.
Another show.
But continue. So, Bama and Florida, who you got?
Sorry, all my Florida friends. Alabama.
We only have 2 Florida friends. We have higher standards.
3.
Are you counting Little Pete?
4 if you count.
All right, Bama and Florida.
I just told you Bama.
I've got Bama and a landslide. So actually, I think it's in Gainesville. It's in Gainesville. I think Florida plays them relatively close for about
5 seconds.
Yeah, about 3 minutes. Yeah. In first commercial break. What we got? We got Auburn and Penn State. This is a good one. I think it's a whiteout game at Penn State. Always wanted to go there, and if I'm not mistaken,
Penn State win last week? I picked them.
Crap.
You don't know, do you?
I don't know. I didn't look it up. Don't have your picks. I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Not sure. That's not true.
I don't know.
I think Coach Mathis is going to this game. I would always want to go.
Auburn. I'm picking
Auburn. Oh, I'm going to go with the Nittany Lions. And Arizona State and the Storm and Mormons versus BYU. What do you got?
BYU.
I'm going to go.
They have a really good. No, that's Baylor. Never mind. Go ahead.
Baylor's got a really good one.
Volleyball player.
BYU. I'm going to go with BYU just because Arizona State sent me a cease and desist letter because of our decals on our helmet
on your
one
trident.
time. Anyway, on our trident and our pitchfork.
His feelings got hurt.
That is exactly right. Go BY, go Cougars. That's all we got. You got anything?
That's all we got, I think.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Or subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
You're supposed to say that on each one of these. I understand.
Yeah. Or do nothing but subscribe, please. I think likes count too. Like and subscribe. And share with your friends.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Bye.